All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to say all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to Akim, pushing out this word in truth and in sincerity. And basically, we want to go into this lesson showing through the scriptures how a house divided against itself, it cannot stand, because basically that's what you see here in America today. The people are divided, the politics are divided, and even the nations around the world, they're divided against each other. So that's a good indication that this place is heading towards its downfall, man.
All right, first I want to bring out is scripture. It's in Mark 3 and 24. And the kingdom be divided against itself, and kingdom cannot stand.
And that's plain. Right now you have basically an uproar of protests from various different places. You have Black Lives Matter. You have the Muslims who say that are against ISIS. You have the 99%ers. You have Anonymous. All these different sects. You have the KKK. That they are causing division, that don't agree, that have the people in derision, man, in how do you say it, in division, Keep going.
And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand.
The word I was looking for was discourse, man, because everybody's in discourse against each other, man. And if they're divided against themselves and they're not united, it surely cannot stand, how it says in the scriptures.
And if Satan rises up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but he has an end.
That's right. And that's Satan, man. Satan right now is divided against itself, man. The so-called white man, because he rules globally and in America, man. Globally, so-called white man rules, man, because they are one of the major powers, man. They have Europe, they have America, and they have Russia. The three of the one of the three of amongst the greatest powers, man. One of the three greatest powers out there, man, and they're divided amongst themselves right now. The EU is falling apart. You have Britain, who the people have voted, to come out of the EU, and they actually went about that, man. Russia's coming against the United States, and that's slowly growing, man, because Russia is gonna throw those nukes over here, man. But if you'd have the spirit of the Lord, of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, then you're going to be tied up in the destruction of this place, man. Is that it on that?
Oh, yeah, kind of. Bring out Psalms 64 and 8. So they shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves.
Yeah, so they should make their own tongues to fall upon themselves, man. Because at one point, America, they were united, man. They were united during the time of slavery, man. For the majority of the white people, they were in cahoots with and agreements with slavery, man. That's why they were so strong at that point, man. They were all in agreement that they were the best people, and racism wasn't in an all-time high, man. And that's really what united them, man. But now you have so-called white people that are fighting against the government, that are with Black Lives Matter, man. They're causing division amongst their own people, man. So their tongues are falling upon themselves because now they're bringing out the dirt that they have been doing, man.
And also with their constitution, man. About the gun controls, man.
Yeah. Because you got right now they have a gun control. They're trying to take guns away from the people, and you have the how do you say the patriots, so-called patriots of this nation, that they're fighting hard against that, man. You know, and there's countless of Marines and ex-military people that say, when if they're trying to take away their guns, they're gonna have to come in with their guns blazing, man, because they're gonna go out shooting, man. You know, there's actually a militia actually growing right now from ex-military, ex-police officers, that are getting together, to fight against the government, man.
That goes back to the Constitution, man. The people could, when they get together, it goes. They could go against the government.
Right. That goes hand in hand with their division, man. Because America has lost hold of its true values, man, which is putting the real Hebrew Israelites into slavery, man. That's what actually unified them, man. Can I read that again?
It's Psalms 64:8. So they shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves.
Yeah, and actually you also have a lot of Edomites that admit that the real Hebrew Israelites are the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Esau says it himself, man. So again, man, like there's layers, countless layers that are against that are bringing down their society, man. And slowly and surely they're crumbling, man.
All that see them shall flee away.
Hey, same with the 9/11. Another example. You have a group of engineers and architects that claim that it's also a conspiracy, man, because those planes were not able to bring down the 9/11 towers, and now the 12, was it like 12 pages that were I believe it was 12 pages. I might be wrong. I gotta double check it. But it was they were classified, and they recently came out, man. And it exposed how the CIA had their hand in it, man. How America had their hand in orchestrating that terrorist attack, man. So once again, their tongues are falling upon themselves. Get that other Psalms.
This is Psalms 55:8 and 9. Destroy, O Lord, and divide their tongues.
Destroy them and divide their tongues, man. Because they're no longer saying white America, man. You know what I'm saying? They're no longer saying whites only, man. They're in division and everything, like everything that we had just mentioned, man. They're all speaking different things, man. And that's what's gonna come to their destruction.
For I have seen violence and strife in the city.
That's a righteous prayer, man. Because back when they were unified, that's really what was happening to our people, man. There was violence, and coming against us, man. There was lynchings, and for you Latinos, man, there was definitely Latino lynchings as well, man. Just the thing is that this devil, which means deceiver, he has covered that history up, man. You gotta look it up for yourself, man. The Cock Crew, man.
Yeah, man. You have to go to Zoot Wars, man, in California. Mm-hmm. Man, they used to get Jake, man. They just don't show you that. They used to get Issachar. Mm-hmm. The northern tribes too, man.
Yeah, but now their tongues are divided. Now they say all lives matter, and they're trying to extend the hand towards us, man. But it's a fake peace, man. Though they say it, if it was really implemented, they wouldn't be happy with it, man, because they're so accustomed to a privileged life. When you give privileges out to somebody else, means that you lose some of that privilege yourself, man. So, and they're not gonna like that, man. Once they start losing their benefits and their privilege, they're gonna think twice about it, man. Can you get Matthew 24 and 10?
All right, this is the book of Matthew 24 and 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another.
Well, read verse 3 first.
Okay. This is Matthew 24:3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came up to him privately, saying, Let us,
Tell us.
tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the signs of thy coming and of the end of the world?
Right. So the disciples were asking Yahushua, who the people ignorantly call Jesus. He was asking him why or what will be the signs. He said, "Tell us what would be the signs of the latter times." Now we're going to jump to 10.
Verse 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another.
Right. And right now that's what's happening, man. People are betraying each other, man. You know, all these because now that Donald Trump has came about, he's saying the stuff that white people think in secret, man. So now you have whites that are coming back, if you could say, they're coming out the closet, man, and saying what they really feel, man. So you know, people are feel betrayed by that, because at one not too far back, everybody was equal, man. You know. Keep going.
And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many.
Yeah, you can look that up for yourself. That's happened. That's been happening. Go ahead.
And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
And that's the point, man. That's the point I wanted to bring up. Because iniquity shall abound, the wax of many shall wax cold, man. You know, this isn't like the 70s when it was all love and hippie and dippity, man. Everybody has that feeling on them that it's not a time of peace, man. Everybody is waxing colder and colder as the days pass, man. As they see the terrorist acts that are going on around the world, man.
And these police shootings, man. And even the killings of the Southern Kingdom and the Northern Kingdom. It's coming to a constant thing now. Usually you used to hear like once a year, or sometimes twice every 6 months. But now it's coming rapidly. It's coming like every week you hear about a new one. Or sometimes every month.
That's right, man. Can you get 2nd Ezra 15 and 16? You know?
This is a book of 15 and 16?
Yeah, because basically this is what it's going to end up leading to, man. Because this is all prophecy. The Lord said his word shall not come back void, man. So everything that he's prophesied is going to happen, man. And this is all just a small, it's like a ball of snow piling up, man. Because it's starting off with these protests, but eventually it's going to lead to this.
For there shall be sedition among men.
And sedition means basically going against higher officials, man. You know, going against officers, man. You know, right now you actually have a lot of people killing officers, man. Over there in Dallas, Texas, you know, and plenty of other places, man. You know, people are not considering officers no more. When at one point they actually found them to be friends, man. They felt safe around them, you know. But now they're not considering them.
Yeah, even though there's a lot of officers quitting their jobs, man.
Yeah, that too, man. That too, because they no longer respect the higher ups, man. Because they know that that's corrupt, man. And that's another division right there, man. Because they're supposed to be the enforcers of the laws, man. But they no longer have faith in those laws, man. So slowly but surely, you know, this thing is wrapping up, man. You know, Esau's house is divided and it's gonna fall, man.
This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another.
Sedition among men and invading one another, man. That goes back to that Matthew 24, when the love of many shall wax cold, man. Because when these famines come, these hunger strikes, I mean these hungers hit the streets, people are gonna be going into people's houses, man, and trying to steal their food, man.
They shall not regard their kings nor prince.
They should not regard the kings or the priests, man. How many people say fuck Obama, man? You know, how many people, you know, say the hell with politicians, man? When that uproar comes, that's who the people are gonna go get, man. they're no longer going to regard them. They're not even going to go to their rallies or anything like that. It's going to be anarchy in the streets, man.
And the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
In the course of their actions to stand in their power, so they're going to take responsibility for their own action. They're going to take their actions into their own hands. You know, that's what they're going to do. They're going to do what they see fit, man, because they're no longer regard these cops, you know, or the lawmakers, man. And that is going to be the end of this divided house, man. You know, because that's the road that this country is headed for, man. Go ahead.
Verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
Yeah, that's martial law, man. Once martial law kicks in, you know, they're going to have areas, quarantine, man, where you're not going to be able to pass to another city or to another town, man, because you're going to be put in that martial law area where you can't travel no more, man. Go ahead.
For because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the house shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
The house shall be destroyed, man. Go ahead.
A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation.
And that's already happening in Venezuela right now, you know. But all that is prophecy, man. The Lord has been rallying up the spirits of these Edomites to be divided, you know, and it's all for their downfall, man, because of all the wickedness that they have done in this land, man. You know, you got people advocating for gay rights equality, you know, when the Lord says that they should be put to death, you know, but we're not going to do that. We wait on the Lord, man. The Lord is going to implement judgment, man. You know, come on, man. You know, he's putting the spirit on these people to be divided, so they can start fighting against each other. And when he comes back, he's going to destroy them utterly, man. You got a precept? Or is that in?
Yeah, they keep something. Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, good.
Come on. Well, you know, with that, you know, it was supposed to be a quick lesson, just to let people know, and the elect out there know, that this place is surely falling, man, because this house is divided, man, and it shall surely fall. But with that, again, we're going to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to Yakim pushing out this word week in and week out, you know, sacrificing your freedom to do it, man. But with that, I'm going to say shalom.